52 million people in the US over the age of 12 have used prescription drugs unmedically in their life. People need to know more about how much prescription drugs are being used in the US because it is taking over young people in America. The reason for bringing up this topic is because as I go to college, watch people on social media, and just listen around, it becomes a much greater problem than what anyone thinks. The points that I want to touch on is how easy it is to get is making it on the rise, how driving while drugged is just as bad as drinking, and how painkillers are a gateway drug to heroin. Let's begin with how prescription drugs are easy to get, which is help making them on the rise. When talking about prescription drugs in this, I am talking about Vicodin, Percocet, Valium, Xanax, Adderall, Oxycontin, and things such like that. Vicodin, Percocet are mainly painkillers. Xanax is going to be an anti-anxiety medicine. Adderall is going to be for like ADHD kids, but a lot of people are taking it because it gives them that get up and go they need, or with complete focus to do things such as school or just get tasks done during the day. These are on the rise because the world is getting prescription drugs more easily. The top 7 places they are obtained are 3% of them are bought off the internet. 1.9% they get from more than one doctor, which means they got 2 doctors to prescribe them the same medicine, or different medicines that one doctor won't prescribe them together. 2.2 said just other. 3.9% got them from a drug dealer or a stranger. 16.6% bought them or took them from a friend or relative. 18.1% said they got them from one doctor, meaning one doctor prescribed them 1 or 2 different prescriptions. Over 50% said they got them free from a friend or a relative. With many ways to get them, teens are using them more, people in general are using them more, but the top 12 reasons that teens said they were using them is 62% said they're just easy to get from a parent's medicine cabinet, because as parents get older and things have happened, they have a lot more like painkillers and such in their cabinets. 52% said they're available everywhere. 51% said they're not. Illegal drugs. Illegal drugs include things such as heroin, cocaine, meth, speed, ecstasy, molly, roofies, LSD. 50% said they're easy to get through other people. 49% claimed that they could claim it as a prescription if they get caught, saying they didn't want to bring their whole bottle, that there was no need for that. 43% said they are cheap. 35% said they're safer than street drugs or illegal drugs. 33% said there's less shame attached to taking them. 32% said they're easy to purchase off the internet. Another 32% said there's fewer side effects than street drugs or illegal drugs. 25% said they could be used as a study aid. That's where the Adderall and Xanax come in. 21% said parents just brush it off and don't care if their kids get caught with them. So now that we've talked about how prescription drugs are on the rise and easy to get, let's consider one reason why we need to stop this rise. And that is how it is a gateway to heroin. Many heroin users, if asked, say they were on painkillers first. Opiate prescription painkillers will have the same side effects as heroin on the brain and body. Many times people can get used to painkillers and their body will get used to it having to take more. Well, the next step is heroin because they don't have to take as much to feel the same side effects. There's many reasons. Painkiller or heroin is cheaper than painkillers and is easier to get than painkillers, but painkillers are still on a higher rise than heroin. The CDC said that we've had at least 20% increase in overdose deaths involving painkillers since 2006. In an overdose, the body goes into a coma, the breathing slows down, heart rate slows down, eventually just shutting off your body and killing you. So now that we've talked about how they're a gateway drug, let's consider driving while on drugs. It is claimed that driving on drugs is just as bad, if not worse, than drinking and driving. Drugs are more present now than alcohol. A national survey says that drugs were present 7 times as frequently as alcohol among weekend and nighttime drivers, meaning they pulled over just as many people on drugs as they did alcohol, if not more. 16% when tested were positive for drugs, whereas 2% were over the legal drinking limit. In this, you can be charged with a DUI or DWI. It's just like being charged for alcohol and drugs are the same thing. But they don't have standards for how much drugs can be in one system, causing impairment. This is why we need to start bringing this on the rise, because if we can't tell this, then all these people can be on prescription painkillers, and if you kill someone in an accident while you're on them, alcohol, they could say, oh, you were over the legal limit. Whereas drugs, they don't really know what the legal limit is. So it's making it hard for them. They do have some cops that can detect drugs in a system, but they are specially trained, and there's not very many of them. On the rise, I believe that we need to get these cops, every cop should be trained to tell what prescription drugs are, since they're so high use now and more frequent than alcohol. But now that we talked about many things wrong with prescription drugs, let's all consider why we need to bring awareness. From all this, I'm just trying to persuade people to look into why we need to crack down on prescription drugs. They are on the rise. They're easy to get, but they're making it easier for people to get addicted to things such as heroin. And it's just as dangerous as someone drinking alcohol. Many of you may not know how bad it is, but it has been shown that 6.1 million people have done prescription drugs in the past month. Just need to bring it aware, and more people should know about it.